So lads, a couple of months ago, I tactically downgraded Flight Squad. Well lads, in this video, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be fixing the squad of Flight in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. So Flight might be the only person in all of the MyTEAM video, people that are on, well, that record themselves, that actually has a worse record than me. So he's 2-12 right now. He's lost his last 8 games in a row. And just a heads up, in the game in this video, he lost. So he's on a 9-game losing streak. So, this is going to be a video to fix Flight's team. This is only from a week ago. And apparently, this is a $30,000 team. I'm sorry, if you've spent $30,000 on this game and this is your team, I just gotta say, there might be a bigger problem than the players. But yeah, if you guys, obviously I assume you guys know Flight at this stage, probably the one of the biggest content creators in the world right now. We'll leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description. I assume everyone here knows who Flight is anyway. And at the end of the day, the most important thing with a video game is having fun. Doesn't look that much like Flight's having fun from any time I watched him play 2K. But I will say this. I watched him play a game against Jamba Joe. Flight's not that bad. He wasn't that bad at 2K the last time I saw him. Last time I saw Flight play, he was not too bad at all. So I don't know how he's managed to go 2-12 with this team. Because like, he's not that much worse than someone like a Jesser. Someone like Jesser at the game. And Jesser with a much worse squad than this has a much better record. So maybe his record's bad for the same reasons the DBG record is bad. I've quit out of like 50% of my games. Because I keep loading in with the wrong teams, which is mental. I literally have to leave that part in the videos because people don't believe it. He's like, oh, your record's terrible, you suck. It's like, no, I literally have all of my quits on video. But anyway, so this is the team right here. So we've got Steph Curry, Michael Jordan. Okay, first of all, look at Curry, man, so inspirational. We're not, like, this is a team for Flight. At the end of the day, having fun is the most important thing. And I will never tell Flight to get rid of Steph Curry. I'm just going to say that right now. I will never tell Flight to get rid of Steph Curry. Is Steph Curry a liability on the floor? Of course. But telling Flight to get rid of Steph Curry is like telling me, for example, in 2K20, that Dean Wade didn't belong in like an endgame God Squad team. Or endgame 2K19, that post-patch Hito Turkoglu didn't belong in any God Squad teams. I knew that. I know that. The difference is that, well, I just want to use them. So, I know for a fact Flight is a fan of Curry. And he's not going to get rid of him. Okay, so. What I would do is I would go with this. Okay, so let's just say the players he wants. I assume he wants to keep a lot of these individual players. So if you want to keep Jordan, I mean, just get this Jordan right here. He's cheap. First of all, he's cheaper. Like, this Jordan right here is cheaper, and he's 100 times better than the other Michael Jordan, which is kind of crazy. Like, if you compare the two Jordans, I get it. And I don't even think the Hero card art is much better than the Team USA card. I think the Team USA card art's really cool. But, like, that's why there's no difference. 15 extra half badges. And there are some huge differences, especially because Flight's on next gen. Quick dribble style versus slashy dribble style, huge. And Michael Jordan on very quick versus Michael Jordan on quick is a huge difference. So obviously, you're going to be putting in Michael Jordan. Okay, so he's already got Invincible Kobe and Invincible LeBron. I mean, I don't think what I would do to this squad. First of all, I wouldn't run Kobe at small forward. I would start either one of Kobe or Jordan. I get it. Like, I do get it. Kobe and Jordan are iconic players. I think starting both of them together, it really kind of weakens the line. So for me, I would go with this. I would tactically downgrade to this Kobe. Mainly because I think this Kobe's card art's cooler. I think the Team USA Kobe's card art's cooler, and you save the best part of $1 million MT. You save that much. You save so much MT, and I think this card art is cooler. So I would go with this card right here, and that gives him, let's just say, with these two, with the Jordan and Kobe downgrades, that gives him a whole bunch of money, and then that means he can use this Jordan right here. So this LeBron right here. So if you guys don't know, with Kobe and LeBron, they're basically the same card. So LeBron versus LeBron. They both come with X and base, and the thing is, LeBron's best as small forward. He's not best power forward. Like 9 different off badges. You see 138 total stats, but trust me, they don't matter. The badges wise, like deep fades, like they don't matter. None of these Hall of Fame badges matter at all, except maybe post mint ignitions sometimes. But for me, these are like they're the same card. They are the exact same card. It's the exact same with Kobe. You might see like a 100 stat difference, but they play the exact same in game. So that is why I would go with this. And then, because of the tactically downgrading Kobe on LeBron, how much extra MT you have, that suddenly allows him to buy Yao Ming, Yao Ming, Yao Ming, Yao Ming, Yao Ming, Yao Ming. It allows him to buy Yao Ming right here. And still have his Shaq in there, because I think he does like to run Shaq. And from what I've seen from Flight likes to run Shaq and play bully ball. Like he does like to play bully ball inside Shaq, and that is like a actual half decent tactic. Like Shaq, because of his player build, he gets some ridiculous animations. Zion gets them as well. And I accidentally clicked on something on my phone, but Zion gets the same animations as Shaq in terms of just having the like wide player build and just being absolutely just dominant in the game. So I actually do really like Shaq in this game. Would I put Shaq in my own team? No, I wouldn't, but there is a but. I would put, but he really likes Shaq, so Shaq is good enough to be in any team. And then I would go with Yao Ming. Because for me, Shaq is more of a bully, a power forward than small forward. I say power forward and center because there's a lot of big centers. But Shaq is a bully, a power forward, and then Yao is obviously Yao. He's obviously not going to get Taco. So Yao is the glitchiest center in the game, probably. I mean, he could run Shaq to 5 and Bobo to 4, but no, I think Yao Ming fits a little bit better. Okay, so this is the way I would go with this. So point guard off the bench. You've got Giannis there. You've got Allen freaking Iverson. Don't let Ty see this, because if Ty sees this, he would rant. You obviously like Giannis, so give me Giannis. If I was to give you an actual suggestion, it would be this guy right here, because you're on next gen, or Hito. Not this Hito. They ruined that Hito. I would definitely say that Hito Turkoglu is a good option, but I'm pretty confident that you already know that. Well, I'm pretty confident that he wouldn't want to use a Hito, so Giannis, because again, this is a Flight squad we're thinking about, so it has to be big names. Like, I can't just throw out a Hito Turkoglu or an Alexei Pokashevsky. This isn't just made, because again, Flight has infinite amount of MT. He spent 30 grand on this game. He has infinite MT, lads, so we have to take into account a squad that he might consider using if he just happens to stumble across this video. So, like, he's not going to use a Pokashevsky, but all of these guys are huge, huge names. And yes, Yao Ming is a massive name in basketball. Okay, so small forward. You're looking at who he has. He already has Kevin Durant, Carmelo Anthony, and first of all, D-Rose is a trash can. Not as bad as Iverson, but he's a trash can. Like, you sell D-Rose and Iverson, suddenly you're at 500k MT. So Melo is not great in my opinion, but we gotta have a big name and a small forward. So we gotta look right here who can play at the 3. That's a big name. Small forward includes secondary position. Oh, there's a no-brainer. And I know you guys might not say he's a big name, but he's a big name. Bol. In my opinion, Bol is a big name. So get him in a small forward. That means he gets his Michael Porter Jr. And I'm trying to think of how much MT would he have enough for Bol? Yeah, if he tactically downgrades the LeBron, Kobe, and Jordan, he'll have enough for he'll have enough from the profit on the tactically downgrading to buy the Yao. So just say he breaks even with the starters and it's less than $1 million for Bol, and he has a lot of dead weight in his collection. So yeah, that's fine. And if he has LaMelo in his squad, obviously Bol is not LaMelo, but he's not. But he's like almost hyped to the same extent. He's that still type of like high school player hype. So Bol in there at small forward instead of Carmelo Anthony, which means Tracy McGrady and Kevin Durant do not have a spot on the team, which means there's no point again him having those guys in the squad when he can tactically. For me, if you're gonna have a Tracy McGrady in your team, just if you're on next gen, get this T-Mac. If you are on current gen, get this T-Mac. If you want a T-Mac in your squad, then if you want a Durant, screw, I'll make it a 13-man lineup with these same guys. If he likes Kevin Durant, get Pantheon Kevin Durant. If he likes T-Mac, he's on next gen, so I mean this T-Mac is basically the same on next gen. For me, these guys are a little bit lower. Screw, Flight's not gonna use blinders. Yeah, get this T-Mac. Which means that if you want, you can play T-Mac at the 1. You can play T-Mac at the 1. Giannis, you know what? Jordan at the 2, Giannis at the 3, Bol at the 4. Like if you, or say Giannis at the 2, Jordan at the 3, Bol at the 4. If you want to run this lineup here, if he wants to run this lineup here, that would be perfectly fine. Again, all these players can, whatever way you want to make the lineup with these players, it can't be made a bad lineup. Okay, so now we're looking at power forwards. So basically, he's got Giannis, but Giannis is not a point guard, and Will Chamberlain does not belong in the squad. Carmelo Anthony cannot play power forward. LaMelo Ball is in there, but because we've now got Tracy McGrady as like a point guard, there's no need for LaMelo Ball. We've got small forward, power forward, Kevin Durant. If we want to use KD at the 3 and Bol at the 4, that works as well. I'm going to have a look at some other cards because, again, he still has essentially infinite empty. Okay, so there are... Okay, David Robinson looks to be a shout. So he can play center as well. I mean, he could probably afford D-Rob and Reem. With all the tactical downgrades, you could probably afford D-Rob and Reem. Let me see. I mean, he's not going to use Chicken Man Jameson. He's not going to use Weber. Isaac would be a good shout, but there's a difference between Isaac and Kevin Durant isn't big. He already has an MPJ. Let's not forget about that. If he locks in for Bol, it means he already has the Michael Porter Jr. And I think going for centers might be the wave. I think going for 2 centers might be the wave. I mean, if he somehow manages to get Wiseman would be a shout. I would probably go D-Rob. David Robinson at the 4. Just because he can move a little bit and he's fast and plays defense. And he's 7'1" with a 7'5" wingspan. And again, David Robinson is a big name, which means he might not be opposed to using him. I would not suggest Jokic. Whatever, I would not suggest Jokic for this team. And then, I mean, Kareem probably? Kareem? Again, Kareem kind of sucks on next gen. I mean, I will put in James Wiseman, but he's got no hype. Screw it. Kevin Durant, you got the 3. Bol, you got the 4. David Robinson there. So then the last 2 guys off the bench. He's got Melo, who should not be near the squad. Screw it. He likes Wilt. We give him Wilt. He likes Wilt. Let's give him Wilt. If you want to run again, if you want to put Wilt in the squad, you can put him at small forward or power forward or center. Bobo small forward, but I think Kevin Durant's better than Wilt. I don't rate Wilt that highly in this game, so I probably go this line up here. So then we need basically a small forward, someone that is a small forward, and again from this line up here, it's only Carmelo Anthony, and let's be real, we don't want Carmelo Anthony near the squad. Melo is not very good in this game, even though I'm pretty sure Invincible USA, Melo, and Rose. Yeah, I'm saying all three. These are the three. The funny thing is that in the title, is the three worst players in his squad. These are the three worst players in his squad. So, I mean, if he wants to use Kawhi, Kawhi is probably the best option, honestly. Because like Paul George can't play the three. Yeah, honestly. Say include secondary position. I mean, if he doesn't have, he's not going to use Danny Ferry, and I assume he doesn't have Danny Ferry. Like Weber's a decent option. I mean, Hito Turkoglu is a really good option as well, but I don't think he's going to want to use Hito. So yeah, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I mean, Kawhi, I guess. Does Fly hate Kawhi? Does he have a reason? Anything against Kawhi Leonard? Again, I'm not that hip on the lore of Flight other than the look at Curry, man, so inspirational meme. Like, do we put Kawhi Leonard? I mean, it's a freaking last guy off the bench. It doesn't really matter. Kawhi. So, yeah. This team right here costs, let's just say, 450, 650, 700, like 850. Actually, not 850, like 1.5 million, like almost 2.7, 3.7. Team's about 4.5, 5 million. But this team right here, I mean, it's not that much different in price. It really isn't. This team right here is the best part of 4.5 million as well. Yeah, I would say that. Give or take, this team is about 4.5 million. And he's got another million sitting there. But, like, this team beats this team by 50. Same guy is earning both of these lines. Actually, no, because you can just run through X and Braun. If you know what you're doing, you can run through X and Braun off the bench. You can run through T-Mac. But let's be real, this team, there's no comparison. There are no comparisons between this team. And I even think in terms of like big name players, this is equally as big. Like you've replaced LaMelo with Bol Bol. And you've essentially replaced Iverson or Kawhi with... You've replaced LaMelo with Bol Bol. You've replaced Kawhi with Carmelo Anthony. And then David Robinson has replaced Iverson. So in terms of like names, it doesn't make too much difference. And then Yao Ming obviously in there. And this team is so much better. This team is one of the best teams in the game. Outside of Curry. But again, at the end of the day, my team is about having fun more than anything. And you better believe there is no point telling like Flight to just get rid of Steph Curry. Like this would not be the team that I would make. If I had this amount of MT, you better believe my team would be freaking Hito, Pokashevsky. I'd have Bol Bol. I'd have James Wiseman. I'd have a bunch of like not big names. But at the end of the day, for a lot of people, the most important thing in my team is just getting to play with some big names, some of the greatest players of all time. And I think that this squad is both a lot of big name players and 100 times better than this squad right here. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Gave myself a challenge of with around the same amount of MT, making a squad that I feel would both help Flight win a lot more games, while at the same time being a squad that I think he would consider running if he happens to stumble across this video. So yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. Let me know what you guys think. And I get it, a lot of you guys might be saying, oh, what about X player? What about Y player? It's a different criteria for a different person. Like every person has a different criteria. For me, there's no point building a team for me to cost more than 500k because I'm not going to spend 500k on players. I'll use free cards and a couple of a couple of cheap players that I can get on the side. For other people, they like using players with big names. And then, for example, Ty just likes using all the tallest players. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.